after rewatching my last performance in the last podcast, I am so embarrassed of myself.
Yeah, it was pretty shit.
And I'm about to announce you will never see a podcaster work harder than I will over the next 6 months. You will never see a podcaster push his team and the people around him as I will over the next 6 months, because that is my promise to the University of Florida. I am Tim Tebow, and I will redeem myself. To be honest, I have to piss right now, but we're just going. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Water Boy Podcast. Today, it is episode number 40. 40 episodes of this shit, Everett. 40 episodes. And the only thing I can say about this is,
hey,
a round of applause for Water Boys.
It's 40 episodes, and I'm gonna say about 30 of them, maybe 35 of them, we're during a time in the world where sports really don't exist. Like, there's barely any sports news. So the fact we're even still here at episode 40, I would say, is pretty magnificent in its own.
I also just got a notification that my DoorDash order for lunch. I didn't eat lunch today, actually, Everett, believe it or not.
It's 4 o'clock.
It is 4:17 p.m. I skipped lunch today.
So what did you get?
I ate a big breakfast. I had a big boy breakfast.
So what did you get for lunch?
I didn't have. What am I
just
doing right
ordered
now
your
lunch?
food?
I thought you were asking what did you eat like earlier today? Oh, no. I got a fat ass burrito.
Chipotle?
No. You never order Chipotle online. There's actually a rumor going around that Chipotle, for their online orders, because you're not in store and you can't call them out for their BS serving sizes, they just give you half scoops on everything because it's online. You can't complain once you get your food. I mean, it's there. They might lose a customer forever after you eat your food, but you bought it in the first place.
I have gotten some burritos that may be about this big from Chipotle before when I have DoorDash it literally this big.
Okay, real quick, you just got me on Chipotle. So I just want to say my dad is, when it comes to burritos, he's a quite simple man. You know, he's not loading up on corn and shit or whatever.
Rice.
He just wants rice, steak or chicken, beans,
some guac,
salsa, cheese. That's it. No lettuce and shit. So at Chipotle, when you're going through the line, when they give you that first rice scoop, that first bean scoop, they are assuming in their head, hey, don't put too much rice or beans in here because there's a chance they're about to give me the works when I go down the condiment line. There's a chance they're can I get lettuce, cheese, sour cream, corn, all three salsas, guac? There's a chance. So they purposely don't load it that full, in my opinion, on purpose. And talk about an off-topic intro, but whatever. But my dad, when he orders, they'll give him, they're assuming they're going to have more stuff at the end, but it's just rice, beans, get his steak or chicken or whatever. And then it's just after that, just salsa. And
you get screwed.
And they're just kind of sitting there part of me wants to ask, could we go back a couple steps, add some more rice and stuff? But honestly, I should be doing that, but I don't want to be that asshole.
If I get
holding up the line, let's go back 8 steps.
If I get,
you get what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, what I normally do is if I get a little crap scoop of rice, I stand there. I'm like, can I get some more rice?
Well, usually you just jump over the counter and beat their ass. But I mean, when you're more reserved, I don't know how you're down in NOLA, but at least the Everett that I knew in person, you'd beat that ass if they didn't give you enough.
Yeah, those are some long stories.
Yeah, I guess the South has actually tamed you, believe it or not.
Believe it or not, yeah.
I thought it'd ramp you up, but
there was one time, there's an alligator got loose in a Chipotle.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I think Everett's the last person I would ever know in my life to ever actually get pissed off enough to jump a counter and fight the fucking server. Hey, but in a different universe, you would do that. You would be the one
in a different universe
at every time.
Probably in a different universe, I've probably rated a Chipotle by now.
In a different universe, you were like a top 50 linebacker out of the state of Minnesota.
In a different universe.
Center. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah.
Center.
In a different universe, maybe there was a me where I grew up eating a hamburger with buns.
We're not going to get into that now because we have too much to talk about. We're going to save that story for a later time. How Everett is known as Hamburger, no bun, but we're not doing that right now. Okay.
To be clear,
for the rest of the episode, this intro has been way too long.
I have to clarify.
We may need to take a break in like 40 minutes for me to pick up my shit, but whatever. I just want to say we got a lot on the menu today. I got some NBA news with the Lakers. I got a lot of MLB shit. It's all about the Dodgers, but it's not MLB. It's Dodgers stuff that I got to talk about. I have some college football news. I have an Ohio State of the Union today, ladies and gentlemen. Strap the fuck in. I'm about to unload the clip on you on Ohio State. Got some training camp news and then NFL. I think you guys are going to like some of the things I thought about today for this NFL segment. But before we get into today's episode, I just want to say real quick, I just want to announce to our loyal Waterboy followers, I'm in 4th place in my British BPL fantasy league. I am in 4th place out of 29 people right now. I'm currently 539,000th in the world out of 9 million players. Everett, what do you think about that? What do you think that your co-host is in the top 5% of all fantasy players across the world for Premier League soccer? What do you think?
The first thing I think is I'm pretty sure you still have a DoorDash order at your door.
No. It's coming in 38 minutes now.
Oh, okay. The second thing that I think is
it's coming. I just got the noti like, hey, it's on the way.
The second thing that I think is
I should have timed that better, but whatever.
For being in a league with actual Europeans that exclusively
70 to 80% of this league are English British people living in the UK
who have grown up watching soccer.
Not only watching soccer, but they've just been playing this style. It's like an auction money style type of. It's not like different than fantasy football.
I'm impressed. I'm not gonna lie. I'm impressed. I kind of thought that it would be a little bit worse than 4th place.
So did I. I didn't expect to start off like this.
Pretty impressive.
I made a bold move last week, swapping out Perisic for Kyle Walker. Kyle Walker at $5 million for a Man City defender is a steal. The amount of clean sheets you're about to get with Kyle Walker at $5 million is absurd. No need for Ederson. You get Walker for $5 million. You still get the clean sheet. So that's all I got to say. That's the only thing I'm going to say about soccer, though. We're done with that. Let's get on to real sports.
Let's start with college football and then NFL.
Now, before we get to college football, let's get into college basketball. And I only have one thing to say about college basketball that just came out. Shout out Dickie V, lifelong name, household name in college basketball. Dickie V is cancer-free, baby.
Round of applause.
Let's fucking go, Dickie. Dickie V, I remember 6th, 7th, 8th grade, right around the time where like you have a phone and you can actually watch March Madness in class. Maybe that was hella first world problem me to say that you should have a smartphone in 6th grade. I don't know, but
I got mine in 6th grade.
But around that time, there are some kids. I mean, shit, I knew kids who were getting phones in 3rd grade. Whatever.
Yeah.
Around that time, that's when I got really introduced to Dickie V and what it meant to like some of my middle school teachers. And I'm just happy that Dickie V is cancer free. That man's an icon in college basketball. He's a guy that he grows the game. Simply put, he grows the game. I don't have any other way to put it.
Yeah.
So great for Dickie V. We're very happy for him. Now, real quick, I think we should actually save college football for the end here. I got some Laker NBA news now while we're on the topic of basketball. It'll be quick.
We can talk about LeBag. Yeah,
real quick. So LeBag. Earlier today, LeBron James signed a $97.1 million extension, which could reach up to $114 million total money based on incentives or whatever. He signed a $97.1 million base contract extension, though, for 2 years with the Lakers. And this places LeBron James as the only current NBA player who has over $500 million guaranteed to him in salary earnings by team.
Yeah.
Obviously, I bet LeBron makes way more money from Nike. I don't know. Sue me for saying that, but
surprised.
I think he is the only probably NBA player in history. Yeah, there's no way MJ was getting that cut. He's the only NBA player in history to have over $1 billion owed to him in his name. So yeah, shout out LeBron. For a second, I kind of read that number. I was at work, told my boss that, and he was like, God, gotta love the NBA, right? But on the flip side, as the Laker fan I am, I kind of thought this is a good thing because there was a very small, still going to say it was there, but very small percentage chance of me where I thought LeBron might dip. You know, there was a very slim feeling where I'm like, he might leave LA and go somewhere else if that actually helps. So just seeing that helps reinforce
also
everything.
that puts him being a free agent right when Bronny comes into the NBA.
Honestly, let me look that up real quick.
Bronny's a senior. Actually, no, that might put him in his last year in LA.
So I think Bronny's a senior right now.
LeBron has
which is crazy. I literally
LeBron has this one last year on his contract plus the extension, so that's 3 years. Let's say Bronny's one and done in college. That puts him in the final year of LeBron's contract.
Oh no! It wasn't a two.
It's a 2-year extension. It should be on top.
It wasn't contract. It was a restructure.
Oh,
so, he will be a free agent 2023, which is when Bronny
is going to be the draft.
Okay.
And there's a chance he just doesn't sign until Bronny signs with.
No. I actually think that'll happen because the draft is before free agency anyway.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Be able to sign until after the draft in the first place, but like. This is the thing, though, and I'm very excited that we're about to be diving in on this argument. Now, let's say Bronny James, as people are assuming, isn't the greatest NBA prospect. I'll be honest. I don't
think so either.
Bronny's tape. I have no idea.
No. Although
I have no idea how good he is.
His brother looks pretty good.
His brother's taller than him. Yeah. Bryce James is taller than Bronny. I saw that and I was like,
he could end up having
there's like maybe Bryce is the actual second coming of Bron that we've been looking for, not Bronny. But let's say Bronny isn't quite the top tier prospect that people are saying he is, or no one is saying he is. Let's say everyone is right that Bronny isn't that top prospect that everyone thinks. So LeBron will be a free agent 2023. That will be when he is, how old will he be?
37, 38.
He will be 39.
Woo! That'll probably be his last
year.
For a
39-year-old LeBron James, will it though?
Yeah.
Do you really think it? Because this is my thing. LeBron James seems like a big ego legacy. One of those guys. If Tom Brady's still playing, LeBron's going to at least 42.
It could not. 42. But here's the thing: it could not be written better than LeBron passing the torch off to his.
Oh no! I could not. I could not write that. I could see him playing with Bronny for 3 years. I could 100%. Like, if anything, like, I don't know. Once again, I have no idea how good LeBron or Bronny is.
But if he, let's say
Bronny isn't that good. LeBron knows his value. What if he sticks it out a couple of years in the league, even though he doesn't want to play, just to confirm that his kid will still be in the NBA?
But also, if Bronny...
Now, I'm not saying that'll happen. I have no idea.
Monetarily, like financially, that's really smart. But
family-wise, worth it.
If he plays like 3 years with Bronny...
LeBron's money is Bronny's money.
Right, so but now you're putting in question, one, how good is LeBron going to be? Because I don't think LeBron's going to keep playing. Like, the moment he has one bad year for LeBron standards, that's it. I don't think he wants to go out when he's bad. But now, also, let me finish.
Real quick.
But
go on. But
if he plays 3 more years on top of that, then Bryce is going to be coming out. And now you're getting the same whole argument. Is LeBron going to...
True. Yeah, no, exactly. I get that.
Bryce, like...
This is I just think, though, at the end of the day, LeBron, not even compared to like MJ, compared to guys like Ronaldo and like Brady and stuff, if those guys are still going, like, LeBron is not going to be the first one to drop it, like, as long as Tom Brady and Cristiano Ronaldo and Messi's like, actually, I think Messi is LeBron's age. As long as those three guys are still playing, LeBron will still play.
I think
that's what I think. LeBron is too. I think for him, one thing that he can say to put him in that GOAT argument over MJ will be longevity. I think that's one thing that he can have over MJ, just because MJ
he already has it
for gambling and shit and got suspended by the NBA, but he took a year off for minor league baseball. But whatever.
He already has it. He already has longevity over MJ. I don't necessarily
no, but I'm saying, but that's not what he has right now isn't enough. Like if he plays till 42 and still puts up
even in 2 years,
8 and 5, yeah, people
let's say he's 39, right? When once Bronny's drafted, they'll put him at 40, so he'll be playing until 40 no matter what. 40 years old for a basketball player, like I was still
I don't think that is old as shit, but it is LeBron James, and he.
I know, but I still think that if
he
LeBron
shown a sign of slowing down yet.
I don't know what LeBron's average is per year right now, but I'm sure
defense.
Like the 20s. I'm sure it's in like the 20s. If
what LeBron averaged last year?
Yeah, what did he average last year? I'm gonna say like
keep 20. going. No, tell me the rest of your point, then I'll tell you what his stats are. I got him right now.
Once LeBron starts,
what's your wait? LeBron's washed, right? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm gonna say once LeBron starts averaging like in the low 20s, early 10s, so like kind of bad for LeBron standards. Like obviously good for normal players, but bad for LeBron standards. I think that's when he's gonna retire.
So LeBron is 37 years old. He was 36 at the start of last year. Turned 37. You want to hear a fun fact, Everett?
Has the highest average for anybody that age.
Last year was LeBron's second highest points per game in a season in his career.
Yeah.
He's 37.
Yeah, I know. What was his average though? I'm just like
30.1 points.
Okay. So
30.3.
What's kind of like his mid-range average? Like what's his like kind of
I don't have that data pulled up on me, right?
So just
I don't have that data pulled up on me.
Just by those standards, like I'm gonna say
rating is above his career if that counts, but he's been
once he starts averaging like in the low 20s, I just think LeBron's gonna retire by the standards as he wants to go out still looking good like at the game. Like he doesn't.
This is what I'll say. LeBron's lowest, I would say his worst year in the NBA, other than his rookie year, because we'll waive that. LeBron's worst year in the NBA, points wise, was not last season, but 2 seasons ago. Technically, he averaged 25 points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists, shot 51% from the field, and 37% from 3.
Yeah, I'm thinking that if he
has washed,
no,
is that fucking?
I'm saying
because goddamn.
Do you understand what I'm saying though?
Yes, I'm just saying.
I'm not saying LeBron is washed.
He has not shown a sign.
No, he hasn't. That's not what I'm saying.
He could play till 42.
That's not what I'm saying.
I think he fully could.
If he can have a high average till he's 65, then okay, my discretion is he would retire at 65.
No, but
the thing is that he's not going to retire until his average.
You were saying you think that his Bronny's rookie year would be his last year. That's what you're saying.
No, what I'm saying.
That is what you said.
Let me finish. Can I finish? Because I just asked you if you understood what I was talking about, and you don't. So I said.
I get what you mean. When he averages low 20s, you think he's even though I argue
would you like me to finish my argument?
Keep going. What I'm saying
before you interrupt me. So what I said was, I think that in theory, story-wise, it would make sense that he would retire after the 1 year with Bronny, but in my mind, what LeBron would actually retire doesn't matter on age. It would matter on what his average is. If his average is below like 25, if it's bad for LeBron standards, even if it's good for normal players, even if it's still good for the like league standards, if it's like 23 points per game average, I think LeBron's going to retire because he can see he's starting to go on a downward trend. He wants to go out in a.
I get your point. I get your point. I get what you mean. Like the second he shows signs of regressions in old age, that's when people will start calling like, get him the fuck out. Like he's washed. I get what you mean by that.
I also think by LeBron, like LeBron.
I think LeBron might.
All right. Well,
LeBron, if he was averaging
We still have a lot.
Second drops below 20.
We
sure.
still have.
Second drops below 20. Then I will consider him calling out.
We still have a lot.
If he's averaging over 20 points, I don't think he'll retire.
We still have a lot of stuff to go through. So
You're correct.
Let's wrap that bit up.
So I got a very, very quick thing last thing about NBA. Shout out one of my favorite players in Lakers history, Pau Gasol. Did you say Mark?
No, I said Pa.
Pau Gasol will have his number 16 retired by the Lakers later this year. This man, 2-time champion of the Lakers. I don't really need to say much about him. If you're a Laker fan, you already know what Pau means to this city, what he means to the Lakers franchise. So shout out Pau. You deserve this, man. Number 16. I'll remember 16 Gasol forever. Those 2 rings.
Yeah.
That's all I got on that, though. Now, okay, I'm gonna be honest. I have to piss really fucking bad.
Wait until your food is here, man.
25 minutes, man.
Yeah,
shit.
Hold it.
Okay, we're gonna do MLB real quick, and then I'm gonna piss because my MLB will be
gone. Okay.
Major League Baseball. It's only Dodgers. It wasn't MLB talk. I got a couple of stats to praise the Dodgers, and I have my one concern for them, which you guys.
I think that's pretty obvious.
So first, I want to say Max Muncy. I want to shout out Maxwell for what he's been doing in the month of August. So since August 1st, he's first in OPS in the MLB with a 1.418 OPS. Second in home runs with 5, first in hard hit percentage at 62.5%, and first in WRC plus, weighted runs created plus at 284. Almost 3 times above the league average over the past 2 weeks. So Max Muncy has been stepping it the heck up, you could say. Yeah, let's get on to Julio Urias. I'll be honest, when I heard this stat, I could not believe it. I thought it was a joke. I didn't think it was real. But what I'm about to say is true. After Julio's start on Monday, where he went 5 scoreless, Julio Urias has lowered his second half career ERA to 1.87, which is the lowest ERA in MLB history for pitchers with 180 plus innings pitched post All-Star break.
Yeah.
187? I mean, what are we even talking about here? Holy shit.
That's legacy numbers. That's
187. And also some more fun facts. Since July 21st, 2021, so like All-Star break of last season, Julio has the lowest ERA in the MLB over that stretch at a 2.15, the 4th lowest whip at a 0.95. He leads the MLB in soft contact percentage at 22.3%. And he has the most wins over that stretch at 21. So Walker Buehler, of course, he's shut down for the rest of the season. Elbow surgery, Tommy John. He is out for the year. I've been saying this. If you guys have been loyal Waterboy fans, you know I've been saying shut him down the whole year. It's fine. Walker, the span of his next 4 or 5 seasons matters more than just this year. We need Walker for multiple seasons, not just this year. So I said shut him down. No worries on my end for that. What are you thinking, though? We got some inspiration here with Julio. We got some inspiration. Tyler Anderson looking good. Heaney back. Kershaw will be healthy. Hey. What are you thinking about these starters, Everett?
Dustin May is coming back.
Dustin May is starting a couple days on Saturday.
Yeah, on Saturday. I think Trennan is looking good.
Treinen is on his way back. He's a reliever, but he's on his way back.
I'm just talking about the pitching. The pitching.
No, yeah, I know.
I think in a general matter, the relievers, I think Almonte is back now, right? Gratterall is coming back.
On his way back,
It's looking on the upward trend.
Relievers have been the biggest.
The starters and relievers looking good. However, there is one man. It's been a constant pain in my ass on this show. I have constantly remarked how much I hate him, how much he shouldn't be in Dodgers blue,
and how much, brother. Yes, you have,
and how much the Dodgers should trade for somebody else, anybody else. I don't care.
Unfortunately, we're past the trade deadline, though, Everett.
Yeah, unfortunately.
But yeah, no surprise. We're talking about Craig Kimbrel here. He's actually so bad at baseball, it kind of like hurts at this point. And I read a couple of things about Craig Kimbrel and his stats this season, which genuinely concern me and frighten me. I am legitimately worried now about the outlook of this Dodger team because I know the lineup has been absolutely bonkers recently. I know that this team actually scores runs past the 6th inning. It's crazy, but they actually are still in the game when they don't have the lead past the 6th. They're actually still in the game. But these are some facts I heard about Craig Kimbrel where I almost wanted to cry in a corner and lock myself in a room. This since July 13th, Craig Kimbrel has not had a clean outing as closer. Also, for every single save opportunity this season where Craig Kimbrel has had a 1-run lead to protect, every single save opportunity, he has blown every single one. He has not recorded a save this season where he has a 1-run lead to protect.
So here's a question. And yeah. So are there Yerfies and Nerfies for the 9th inning?
Now, I'm not sure exactly. You might need to just live bet right before the 9th inning starts to get that line in, I guess. But no, I don't think there are. But if there were,
that'd be a lock.
But if there were, because the Dodgers also don't score in the 9th inning, if you just bet the opposing team 9th inning run line or 9th inning money line, where I'm pretty sure if it's a 0-0 or a tie, it's a wash. If you just bet that every day, you'll make money because the Dodgers don't score in the 9th and they only give up runs in the 9th.
Thank you, Craig.
And that's my big concern this year. That's my big concern. I read a couple articles today, and at first reaction, I'm like, all right, this is a bit of a freak out. But I'm kind of with it now.
Oh yeah, that Craig won't start in the World Series or playoffs.
The Dodgers will not win the World Series if Craig Kimbrel is their closer.
No, I genuinely think
they literally cannot.
I think that he shouldn't be on the playoff team. I don't think.
Now I'm not sure if we could. Fuck it. Can we just bring him in the 6th? Let's move Evan Phillips and Treinen back at that closer role. Evan Phillips this year has a 1.34 ERA and a 0.77 WHIP.
What about
I wouldn't want to thrust him in, but Evan Phillips or Treinen, because Treinen was a closer with the A's, although it was in 2018. He does have experience in that role.
But here's like
Phillips even Treinen. Kimbrel just can't fucking.
I still think Kimbrel's gonna blow it in the 6th. I just think he can't be there. I think he can't be on the roster.
No, like he's
like,
so bad.
Do you
so
trust
bad.
him?
He hasn't a clean outing in over a month.
Do you like what's the difference between the 9th and the 6th? There's still pressure on him to not let runs. Like it's gonna be the same outcome.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
He just shouldn't be on the roster. Like it's not that hard. Not that hard.
He shouldn't be on the roster. Similar to how my bladder should get some surgery. I need to piss really bad, so we're gonna pause the episode right here. Sorry. By we I mean I apologize for the interruption. Let's just say earlier this week at work, I was called out for my bathroom usage. I work like 4, 5, 6 hours a day, not like too long, and I'll take like 3 bathroom trips a day, like every 2 hours or so. I don't think that's crazy, but I got called out the other day for it. And so COVID, what the hell? What the hell? Like,
yeah, I'm not
gonna want me to do.
Well, one, it'd be great
want me to do
if we had a sponsor that we could just throw in right there, because by this point
we really need
I don't know
sponsor.
I don't know what what happened over like the last week and a half, but Grant's bladders increasingly just decided to erupt during the middle of our recording sessions. So you really should just use the bathroom before we start. But clearly it doesn't matter. Yeah, if any like toilet company, like what's like the big toilet brand? What's a toilet brand? Kohler. If you wanna like urinal cakes, if urinal cakes, if you want to sponsor us,
I'll look it up.
Yeah, if urinal cakes wants to sponsor us something, we got the perfect time for you. It's the daily bathroom break right in the middle.
Okay. All right. We'll get on to some you want to do college football? Yeah, we'll do college football. So
let me start because I have a short list thing. So
I had a question for you. It'll wait.
We've talked about NIL a decent amount on the show. We've talked about it with some players at Tulane.
You don't get my NIL section.
We've talked about it.
All right.
We've talked about it, just us. But the big thing was always about how all these kind of contracts work out and what happens if somebody backs out. This past week, Myles Brennan, the quarterback for LSU, retired because he didn't get the starting job.
So this is actually what I heard. So he lost the starting job. I heard he lost the backup job.
Yeah.
Now I'm not 100% sure, but I mean, I would consider quitting the football team also if I could have been a starter and lost the backup job. I'd also be a little pissed.
Myles Brennan had NIL deals with Raising Cane's,
list them all.
Smoothie King, Games Coin, Small Sliders, and Hollingsford Richards Ford.
How many number of is that 4? Was that 5? How many was that?
5.
5
so NIL deals, and 2 of them with Smoothie King and Raising Cane's. He didn't play a single game since signing those contracts, but because the NIL deals are not based on play time, he gets to keep all of the money.
So this is something that I'm going to consider. Myles Brennan might have just started a chain reaction. He might have just triggered the first domino to fall in this step. I have a theory. Okay, I have a theory that a couple of these NIL deals being thrown around, I think they're going to start adding in the contract, you must either play X amount of games or be on the roster for this team to get the money. If you transfer out, if you leave schools, if you quit, if you are not on the roster, if you don't play X amount of games, you don't get this money. And I think a lot of these contracts are going to start including these clauses. And my first thought is, I think a lot of these schools, their number one stipulation will be 4X college. So Quinn Ewers, for example, the Ohio State guy, that quarterback who just transferred to Texas, when he signed to Ohio State, he apparently got a $7-figure million deal with I think it was a car company in Columbus. I don't know the details of that contract, but if I was that Columbus company, I'd be a little pissed right now if I still had to pay that money and that player plays for Texas, not Ohio State. I'd be a little upset. I don't know. And obviously we're team players here. I obviously want college kids to be paid. They fucking deserve it. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm just saying, Myles Brennan, you might have just fucked up a lot of things for other college kids. You might have just screwed up a lot of shit for NIL by making that decision. If you just stuck out the rest of the year, sat on the bench and got your money, this wouldn't be as big of a deal. But because he decided to pussy out and say, fuck this sport, I'm quitting. Yeah, like you just set off a chain reaction, in my opinion.
Yeah, I just like, I knew it was going to be some random dude. There was also a chance it was going to be like one of the biggest recruited people, but I expected it to be some random dude that did this. And I would say Myles Brennan probably fits the mold.
It's just this guy. I literally remember LSU fans touting this guy. Oh, we got Joe Burrow again. He's back. What are we saying? I mean, what are we saying here? Like literally, there might not ever be another quarterback to have a season like Joe Burrow.
Didn't they also get Jaden McDaniels, whatever the dude's name was from ASU?
I think I don't keep up with LSU. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
I'm be honest. But that's like okay. While we're on,
DoorDash is here. He is currently talking to the guy on DoorDash. Well, while I have everybody, I think he's about to pause the recording, so never mind. Oh, nope, now he's running to go and get the food. But yeah, so I'm just gonna be talking to myself right now for a little bit, I guess, while the interlude.
Yeah, so I'll be back in like 5 minutes. Everett, if you got some personal shit to say, go for that right now.
Yeah, okay. You know, Grant and I have known each other for a very long time. He always poorly times literally everything. Ordered food right in the middle of the recording. Used actually his bladder has shrunk exponentially over the past, I don't know, 6 months. Yeah, but love you, man. This is now me talking to myself. This is a little weird, you know. Yeah, so one big story that I had that I didn't get to say is the hamburger no bun story. You know, when I was a kid, I was a very weird individual. I like only ate chicken, literally only chicken and rice and maybe some matzo balls and like some soup. And that was it. So we had like In-N-Out burger. And because I was a weird little kid, I decided I didn't like bread on my meats. So on hot dogs, no bun, just the hot dog, you know, because why not? So on hamburgers, just had a hamburger, just the patty, no lettuce, no tomato, no onions, just the patty, no buns. So whenever we were at school, we had a jingle when I would walk out with my thin little patty in a little piece of wrapper, and it literally is just a piece of meat. I'm just holding a disc of meat. It was a good disc of meat, but you know, so the jingle was hamburger no bun, and now to this day I am known as the hamburger no bun kid. It's a burden. It's a blessing and a curse, more a curse than a blessing, but I can confirm that I now eat a hamburger with buns and with toppings. I'm not that weird of an individual now. I'm just very stupid and also don't really know how to operate as a human being on certain levels, just because I'm very poor at certain observations and at certain communication skills. So putting that one out there. But, you know, I do my duty, and you know, I'm good at just rambling. It's a great legacy. But this one thing that I was going to talk about, didn't get to talk about it with soccer, was they're going to be recording the national team at the World Cup for the men's national team, so that will be pretty solid. That'll be fun to watch. You're muted.
So I hope there was a lot of content there. Everett went over.
I was rambling about hamburgers and no buns.
Oh, did you get that story out of the way? Is it out?
Kind of. Yeah, it's out there.
Okay,
you can choose if you want to cut it out or not.
Yeah. Well, I'll go back and look. Okay, NIL got two little quick things to say real quick about NIL. Malachi Nelson, number 2 quarterback, class of 2023, apparently has gotten a $15 million NIL deal to go to Texas A&M. Keep in mind, Malachi is currently committed to USC as a quarterback, their class of 2023, and apparently now he's posted Instagram photos of him visiting Texas A&M. He's clearly talking to Texas A&M right now. And it just came out that he may be getting $15 million from Jimbo and the Aggies. What do you think about that, Everett?
Like, this is why this is where I hate NIL.
Like, what are we doing here?
Schools themselves should not be allowed to pay the players directly. I don't care.
What are we doing here, guys?
I don't care if it's the program, if it's the head coach's salary. Like, I really don't care. That's not what NIL should be. NIL should be players getting paid for being players, not to be on a team. Like that. This is not the NFL. This is college. You shouldn't be paying kids. Like, they already are on scholarship. Kids are already on scholarship.
Well, this is the thing. The school shouldn't be paying these kids, but if Jordan wants to sign Zion to a shoe deal, that will be profitable for Jordan. So they should be able to do that.
But like, it shouldn't be for the school, because you're already paying for
that's where I have the problem, that the boosters of these schools are doing these.
That's just not, that's not good for the sport. That's not good for the students. It's really not good for anybody involved, honestly.
And the other thing is, though, like, with all these NIL deals, Myles Brennan, whoever the hell that LSU guys, you can sign them and just not even play and you still get the money. I mean, like, that dude ruined so much shit. Myles Brennan, you're a bag of shit. You're a bag of shit. You're a bag of shit. I have no other way to put it. You screwed up so much shit for so many kids.
Yeah. All right. What was the next thing that you had though?
For NIL, the coldest to ever do it, Crawford. He just had this really quick an NIL commercial with an air conditioning company. One of the most clever NIL deals of all time. I might name my kid Ferrari in case he gets a Ferrari deal when he goes. When my son inevitably plays college football one day.
Right.
Yeah, that's all I got. I was gonna do an Ohio State of the Union, but I'm going to postpone that to next week. I'm not gonna do that.
For me, is that part of the Ohio State of the Union?
Huh?
You had a question for me? Is that part of the Ohio State of the Union?
No, my question for you is from training camp, not Ohio State Union.
All right.
I'm gonna postpone the Ohio State Union. This episode's been going for a sec. We'll say it'll be a really good one for next epi. Let's talk about training camp real quick.
Okay.
So I've been going through Twitter. I've been reading up on a lot of reports, different players I've been keeping my eyes on, both in college football and the NFL, both divisions of football, or whatever you want to say. I swear to God, I have not heard a single negative report on any player. I do not think I've read a single negative report on any player so far. You can't tell me that every single player in the NFL and college football is having a good camp right now. You just, I mean, what, like, this is what I'm saying when it's just like anything coaches or front offices say, you just can't believe it. Like, this goes back to our question of the week, like, how much training camp news do you actually take in and believe? Like, I don't know what to believe here because I haven't heard bad things about anyone.
Training camp that you should be taking in. Well, one, there are reporters, and they're not like news, like with a news outlet, like they're just like fans who show up and report on it. Like that's who I follow for Vikings news. You can take their stuff a little bit better. But the big thing is, if you really care, you watch the preseason games and you watch the players and see how they do. And then you see the general reaction from those same.
I'm not really talking I'm talking like in.
No, that's
like,
the
I'm
same.
not watching this.
But that's how you determine with training camp. That's how you kind of know who's doing well in training camp or not, because they overlap.
Oh, when you mean it overlaps in preseason games, okay, I get what you mean. Now, this is the thing, though. College football, there are no preseason games. We have no idea what's going on here. So, like, from my Ohio State fan perspective, I literally have not heard a negative thing out of camp yet. I'm like, okay, who's actually sucking right now? Like, who should I actually be worried about? But also, if I'm a coach, I'm not revealing who's actually playing. Like, I'm not revealing the weakness of our team. So I get it. But I mean, I can't believe anything that I'm reading right now is my point. I can't believe anything.
Yeah. And
it's all positive, which just cannot be true.
Did you expect it to be negative?
I wouldn't be surprised if they were saying that maybe a guy or a position group is struggling compared. Like, I'm expecting going into the season, like the corners will struggle against the receivers. I'm expecting that for Ohio State, but I haven't heard that. I've heard the corners are holding their own. They're balling up.
You always talk positively of your team.
No, I know, but even beat reporters who have a tendency to shit on Ohio State. There are a couple of Ohio State beat, right? I'm not going to get into that. There are a couple of guys out there that are just fucking
all right.
Whatever. But you get my point. I just don't know what to believe. I don't know what to believe. I don't actually know if the new true freshman running back for Ohio State, who's now the third string, is actually be good. I can't read that shit. That's all I had, though. I was just like, these training camp, I can't pay attention to this. I can't. But that's what I had on that. Let's get into NFL now.
Okay. All right. Thank you. I have a little starting thing that I want to share.
Okay.
Joe Burrow is a gamer.
Joe Burrow video game.
Joe Burrow
stick into Warzone.
Every week for his pre-game ritual is getting on Xbox Live on the Xbox with his boys from high school, and they play any game. They play Grand Theft Auto, Star Wars Battlefront. What else is in here? Call of Duty.
Did they mention which console he uses?
I said Xbox.
Oh shit. Okay, got that.
That
gotta bleep that out too, because
that's gotta go. That's gotta go.
That's the one thing we cannot say on this podcast, the R word.
Yeah, but I think that's pretty sick. Joe Burrow, if you wanna play sometime, we're free. I wonder if he's ever played with himself in Madden. That sounded really wrong, but
he definitely does. Yeah, if you're actually in a video, you're 1000% playing.
You have to. You at least have to. Like his rookie year, he at least had to. Like I don't know.
Also, keep in mind, Joe Burrow is like on record saying how much he wanted to be.
My favorite thing is apparently Jared Goff is in a fantasy league with like his friends from high school, right, or college, whatever.
Yeah.
And all the friends had a pact to not draft Jared in the fantasy league. So it's like round.
Would Goff even draft himself though?
No, they're like starting to draft.
Yeah, it's like, I'm trying to win this. We're playing for money.
Like
drafting myself.
They're like drafting Ryan Fitzpatrick and Matt Barkley and like all these like lower tier. And Jared Goff's like, dude, I'm not that bad, man. Like,
yeah, they're taking Jared's backup. I don't even know who that is.
That was Case Keenum his like first year.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, interesting.
This year it's some really wait, no, I don't know who it is this year.
Fair enough. But I got a little interesting segment, kind of relates to your field in sports medicine. I got a little tiny segment on sports surgery. Okay. So today, Pete Carroll told reporters that rookie running back Kenneth Walker is undergoing a procedure, which many people assume to be for a apparent sports hernia that he has. But Pete Carroll firmly said it is not for the hernia. That is not why he's going having a procedure today. Then like 4 minutes later, Bleacher Report posted an article saying Kenneth Walker's getting surgery for his sports hernia. So this is a classic example of either a top news source, top sports news source like Bleacher Report falsely reporting information, or it's just another example of coaches in front offices just blatantly lying about injuries and surgeries that are going on with their players to not give other teams advantage. It's one or the other. I don't know.
No, it's coaches, players, and managers.
It could be. Bleacher Report's got a bad track record, though. I'm not gonna let them off the hook that easily, Everett. But
who's more likely? Like they have a bad track record.
More likely to lie, Pete Carroll.
There's
100%. That should be up to debate.
They are trusting sources that are obviously lying to them. Like it couldn't be more obvious.
But sometimes they pick bad sources. That's
exactly what I just said. I just said they're trusting sources that are obviously lying to them.
I thought you said they're trusting sources. Whatever. Did not catch how that was for. Go on.
No, that was my comment.
Okay. Yeah, but that's what I had, and that was more of just like a precursor. The segue into the actual take I had on sports surgery. Dr. Neil Elatrosh, this man, he has a monopoly over the sports surgery industry or whatever the hell you want to call it. I don't know. So this man, Dr. Neil Elatrosh, he is the team doctor for the Rams and the Dodgers. So he's the head surgeon or doctor, whatever the hell, does all their surgeries. But this is the thing, though. Whenever any athlete, doesn't matter if they're a Ram or Dodger, whenever any athlete needs a Tommy John surgery, an ACL surgery, an MCL, meniscus, whatever, whenever that needs to happen, they always go to Dr. Elatrosh. So recently, Zach Wilson just got his torn meniscus fixed up by Elatrosh the other day. I think Mekhi Becton on the Jets, who just out for the year, he got his shit just fixed up. Walker Buehler's, who's on the Dodgers, though, he's about to get Tommy John from him. Dustin May got Tommy John from this guy. This guy, Elatrosh, is like the guy to go to for Tommy John ACL surgery or whatever.
Which is interesting because they're two very...
yeah. I mean, I'm no expert, but I would assume ACL and elbow injury is a little different, or surgery.
Well, I guess
I don't know.
They're a little. I would say they're. I mean, they're obviously not the same. They probably are comparable to some degrees, but also normally
I'm not gonna act like
normally you have knee specialists or you have like they're specialists. They're normally not doing both.
No, so, I just want to say that like if you let's say you're the Jets with Zach Wilson, right? You'll pay whatever dollar amount it takes to get that meniscus as best as it. You don't care what that like. So this dude, Elatrosh, shout out to you. You're the GOAT. Like, you are the GOAT ACL Tommy John surgeon. These teams will literally pay whatever it takes to get your services.
If he did Adrian Peterson's ACL, because if he did that's more impressive.
I know Elatrosh, he got put on the map for doing Tom Brady's ACL in like 2006. Yeah. That's what like people were like, sure okay.
Tom Brady
to this day is like this guy I owe my life.
It was Tom Brady's like personal trainer, whatever that dude's name is.
Alex Guerrero.
Yeah, he suggested him.
Perhaps I have no idea how deep that part goes.
I've read like I've been reading a book on like Tom Brady's like whole career, like from start to finish, like from like elementary school to now. And it's like talks about that stuff too, and I'm pretty sure his trainer recommended him.
It's possible. I'm not entirely sure, but I just know he got put on the map for that.
Maybe the surgeon recommended his trainer. There was something there.
Yeah. I got some Vikings questions for you, Everett.
All right.
I got some Viking questions for you. Now, okay, well, we'll do the fun one first. First things first, I saw a tweet today from Colin Coward, where he thinks the over-under for the Vikings 9.5 win total, he thinks is a no-brainer. Colin Coward believes the Vikings can get 13 wins this season. And I just want to hear what your thoughts were. What are you thinking for a season-long outlook for the Vikings? What are your expectations this season? What are you thinking for the boys in purple? Not sure if they're ever called that, but I just called them that.
Purple people eaters.
Is that fact?
Yeah. That was their defense was like they're good, the greatest, like, you know how they have like the Iron Curtain or whatever for the Steelers. It's like that for the Vikings. Look, I think that the Vikings could win 13 games. It's possible. I also think that they could win 6 games, 7 games. Like, it's just such a wide window for how many games, like what their record could be. I'm not sitting here and I'm not saying their over is a lock, and I'm not saying their under is a lock. I think that it's completely a mysterious like circumstances. I think it comes down to injury and just overall stamina state by that midseason point, because we don't have a good bye week this year. It's pretty
early, right? Like week 5 or something?
We have an early bye week. And the big thing is, if you were to ask me one way or the other, I would say we're going to have a winning record this year, not a losing record. I think that the general like idea is, and the general feeling is that we'll make the playoffs this year. But I've
heard a lot of people thinking they got the Vikings winning the division. I was curious, what do you think?
I personally think that the Vikings could win the NFC North. I honestly think
they have the roster to do it.
I'm not gonna lie. I kind of like the Vikings and the Lions over the Packers. Yeah.
Damn, you've really been watching that Hard Knocks. You've been loving.
I haven't watched it. But the only reason I say that, I don't say that because the Lions have like the best team, but I think that they have very, very good coaching, and that can mask up a lot.
But this is the thing, though. Like, okay, when people say very good coaching, everyone's like, Dan Campbell.
But
I'd run through a
mentality
for that,
last year.
I know, but
it's one how Jared Goff plays, because I think
that's sold on Dan Campbell.
But they revamped a lot of stuff, and I don't think that they're going to do well, but I could see them just coming out of the middle of nowhere. The Bears are at the bottom of the entire totem pole. But regardless of that, the Vikings,
no-brainer.
Yeah, the Vikings, they filled up a couple of things. They've looked really good in camp. There's a couple problems that need to be fixed. The center needs to be fixed. Ed Ingram, who's from LSU, he's a rookie right guard. Looks like he's going to start.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but that interior offensive lines where the question marks are really, or is it on the tackles?
It's the interior. It's the interior. The center's bad. We're trying to find the right guard. Ezra Cleveland's in his 2nd year, I think. He's our left guard.
Heard the name.
Yeah. I think he's from Boise State. But the big thing, obviously, we have to figure out center, because Garrett Bradbury got pushed over by a 3rd-string defensive tackle. So that's a problem. But Kirk Cousins came back from COVID today, Everybody knows Kirk Cousins. He's very tame in his language, doesn't curse that much. He came back and threw one touchdown pass or one pass over the middle to Adam Thielen and immediately went right back to, you like that?
Oh, he was shit talking the D.
Like like to the entire team. Like he looked at all of them and goes, you fucking like that?
Oh, he talking to his linemen.
like everybody was like, all right, so we're about to go somewhere. I think
Thielen's sitting there like, oh shit,
I think
Kirk is playing this season.
I think might have changed Kirk Cousins. We might be seeing a different.
Jay Jettis is like, shit. Are we doing something this year? Like,
is something happening?
Does Kirk have some fire this season? Like, what's going on?
This is the first time that like he is at everybody like on Vikings Twitter today. You could not scroll 5 seconds.
Only good things is what you're telling me. Only good things.
Only good thing. Literally only good things. Because they're doing a joint practice with
about right
today, and apparently the 49ers. And apparently the 49ers got waxed. Like literally got waxed the floor on offense and defense. The other thing is today you literally couldn't go scrolling 5 seconds without someone talking about Kirk Cousins swearing and how it's the first time he's done 2 years ago. So
like Kirk Cousins, honestly, he's honestly one of those quarterbacks in the NFL that everybody likes to talk about. And I don't really know why. I don't really know why.
Yeah.
He's just a memeable guy, I guess. I don't really know what else to say. But okay. Last thing I got for the Vikings, this for you. So Kirk's only under contract for 2 more seasons.
Yep.
What do you think the Vikings are going to do quarterback situation when he is a unrestricted free agent 2024? What are your thoughts for this Vikings outlook quarterback room?
I think they're going to keep Kellen Mond on roster and just try to develop him and maybe that he becomes. But
that's not your guy. Right?
No. Okay. What I think is going to happen, he's probably going to be there. I personally still think that they might need to trade for a quarterback to back up this year because I hate Sean Mannion and Kellen Mond is not pure at all. Like he's a scrambling quarterback. But I think that if he's on the roster, he'll be competing. And I think that they're going to draft a guy in the first round. There's a chance that there's another veteran quarterback that's on the market that year who has a good track record that they're going to sign him. Obviously, I don't know who's a free agent then.
Yeah.
And it's constantly changing, but I don't think that they trade for somebody. I think it's a draft or free agency. I don't think it's going to be Kirk Cousins.
Yeah. No, I'd say like one thing I think of right now, just in terms of Super Bowl contenders, either teams just have super teams like the Bucks and Rams, and they got an old guy quarterback and they just have super teams. But for a lot of these teams who've been making it to the Super Bowl, getting that deep, Bengals, Chiefs, they've had those quarterbacks on their rookie deals and they can spend all that money everywhere else. I think that's the way that's kind of the way the NFL seems to be going. Like, unless you have a guy like Brady and I can't believe I'm saying it, but Stafford, like, getting paid that much. Rams still did it. I mean, shit. Like, you just need one of those top guys at quarterback, and if you can get him on a rookie deal, that helps just even more.
Yeah.
But yeah, this episode has gone on for a second. I've honestly got a little bit left over for next episode, but that's okay because I kind of want to save this. I want to save this information to give it a full segment and take. This is a bit of an impromptu, quick episode. We are not recording this on our normal Tuesdays. We're throwing this out on a Wednesday. I'm about to go edit this Sean Merriman style. We're going hard. But yeah, that's what I got, Evie.
I got a birthday dinner to go to. Shout out DJ and Ned.
DJ, our first guest on the show. Shout out. Happy 21st, brother.
21st, yeah. Alrighty. So with that, thank you guys so much for watching, listening. Grant's camera is all fuzzy, but just like Grant's bowels and his bladder,
stay free flowing, constantly moving.
Stay free flowing like the pod. Follow, subscribe, everything, whatever else. And Waterboy's out.